What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It is July 27th, and yesterday, the Giants ended up going against the Diamondbacks of the second game of this three-game series and ended up losing by a final score of 7-3. Obviously, that's not something that you want to see, and the Giants' offense has been absolutely terrible lately, and their starting pitching has not lived up to expectations. But I kind of knew this was going to happen because they have not won a single game since the All-Star break, and that is 6 games. So they are on a 6-game losing streak. They got swept in 4 games by the Dodgers, and then have now lost 2 to the Diamondbacks, and the Diamondbacks are threatening to sweep the Giants. And obviously that's not something we want to see. And it really sucks because I knew this would happen because before the All-Star break, the Giants had just come off a great series against the really hot-hitting, really good Brewers who had gone ahead and won games a lot before, and the Giants took 3 of 4 from that series. So obviously not something that we wanted to see is the All-Star break come up and stop that really good momentum happening. And then now the Giants, for the first time, are a below 500 team for the first time in 2022. So that's not something that we want to see at all. They were 5 games above 500 going into All-Star break. Now they're a game under 500. So we got to really win this Diamondbacks game and then try and do something good against the Cubs at least. But I'm not expecting much from the Giants. We have Logan Webb on the mound today for the Giants going against the Diamondbacks, and this is a really big thing because if the Giants are to lose this game, it's not going to look good at all. At least, and I do not know how, and I'm not jinxing this, so knock on wood. Hold on, I'm going to knock on wood. Knock on wood. Oops, sorry, hit the camera. That the Giants will go ahead and turn this around, and knock on wood right now that they are actually 2.5 games, so 2.5 games behind the the last spot in the wild card. So, you know, obviously that's something that is kind of cool to see. I mean, with the Giants' recent struggles, they are still somehow right now are only 2.5 games behind the wild card spot. So, you know, they're still in it, and, you know, winning the National League West is an afterthought. I'm not even thinking about that. I mean, it does not look good right now, actually, for the Giants because, you know, the Dodgers can be playing poorly, and I'm sure they will win today, but they have now lost 2 games in a row to the very down and lowly Washington Nationals, who have Juan Soto, who hit actually a 2-run triple. I'm not sure if you guys have seen that. Just look it up. Juan Soto hits a 2-run triple against the Dodgers. It was really nice, and he did good against the Dodgers. And then the Dodgers ended up losing again yesterday with the final score of 8-3, and that is at home. But, you know, that does not look good on the Giants because the Giants just got swept by that team that has just lost 2, and most likely will only lose 2 of 3 to the last place in MLB, the Washington Nationals. So, you know, unfortunately, we are 13.5 games back, I think. I haven't looked in a long time because I have not cared because I know we are not coming back. But had we, won 4 and the Dodgers had just lost 6, we would only be, 7.5 games behind? So, I mean, that would put us a lot back in. But unfortunately, we have not won any games, and the Dodgers have swept us. So it's not looking good on the Giants right now. Hopefully the Giants can turn this around. I didn't talk about this game. I actually want to talk about is the Diamondbacks game that just happened. And I'm not going to go over a full recap because I had practice, so I actually wasn't really watching it. But I did see some clips. And, you know, Carlos Rodon, he didn't pitch all that bad. He only allowed 3 hits, but those 3 hits, 2 of them were home runs, and he had walked and hit a batter. He had gone ahead and, I think he walked 2 batters and then hit 1. And he ended up giving up 5 runs and only 3 hits, which really does suck. And this is a guy that has only allowed 5 home runs in the season coming into this game, and he just gave up 2 that were a 2-run shot and a 3-run shot. And I believe, I'm going to look back and I'll put in the description if I am right, but I believe it was Christian Walker who hit that 2-out, 3-run homer that made the game from a 2-1 game, I believe is what it was at the time, or no, it was 2-0 to 5. Oh no, I'm sorry. I forgot there was someone really big that ended up going ahead and doing something, but I'll talk about that in a second. But it was a 2-2 game, and then Christian Walker ended up hitting a 3-run home run in the bottom half of that inning, making it a 5-2 game. And the Giants had only scored one more after a double by Belt, making a 5-3 game. And then we just kind of gave up in the 8th inning with a triple and then a single, I believe, or a double that was not very good and should have not happened. I think his name is Yonier Marte or something like that. He's a pitcher that I believe is 27 or something like that. I think he's still a little bit young. But, you know, he gave up a triple and then a double that made and when that triple had happened, there was a runner at first, so it went from 5-3, and the Giants still possibly coming back in the 8th inning to now just almost a blowout, 7-3, and then that was the final score. So I'm going to give out my player of the game now, and you know, I want to also say Carlos Rodon, he had 10 strikeouts, and I know he was very upset. I'm not sure if you guys have also seen this video, but I really feel bad because Carlos Rodon, he had kind of lost his temper and kicked the bat that was on the floor, and it went right into Thairo Estrada's leg. And, you know, it was a little funny seeing Wilmer Flores' reaction, who I'll talk about in a second. But Wilmer Flores was like, what the heck, right? And then what ended up happening is that Thairo Estrada, he ended up getting to first base, and then after that, Belt had hit a double that scored Thairo all the way from first to home. So obviously Thairo wasn't really affected by that, but he went to the ground at the time. Carlos Rodon, you could see, was clearly feeling so bad as soon as he did it. Obviously he was not intending to injure any of his teammates, and luckily it wasn't a bad injury, but he came right to Thairo, and it looked like he had just like stabbed him, like, you know, just went like right down to him like it was a big thing, and it could have been a big thing. But you know, everyone is overreacting about this. But I was listening to the Tonight Show with FP Santangelo on KMBR, and if you don't know who FP Santangelo is, he was a former MLB player. He played for the Giants for a little bit, and he played for other teams, but he ended up going ahead and saying that he's lost his temper a couple of times. And not only that, but a lot of players lose their temper when they have a bad outing. You just don't see it on the TV. Like, most days, there will be at least one MLB player that will have a bad game and go ahead and take it out on something. But it could be, like, not in the dugout. It could be, like, in the behind the scenes. And I forget what he called it, but, like, it's like the back area and the locker room and stuff. You can hear them sometimes from third base even getting frustrated. And, you know, I was also thinking about something was Bryce Harper when he was a rookie and had a really bad outing as far as hitting. And he ended up hitting a cement wall with the baseball bat. And that baseball bat, because it's wooden, came back and hit him right in the face. And he had like a black eye, and he was bleeding on his face and all that. So obviously, this isn't just something that happens. It just so happened to be caught on camera. But, you know, I still love Carlos Rodon. And I could see his frustration because he had 2 outs a lot of the times that runs that came in. So it really did suck. Now, with that being said, I am going to give out my player of the game. My player of the game for the Giants is going to be Wilmer Flores, and not because of his reaction, even though that was pretty funny, but it's because he had a 2-run homer tying up the game at 2, which was a very, very good thing that at the time. And I even put on Twitter, like right before, I had said that another day, another L, which was true. But then as soon as I said that, Wilmer Flores hit a 2-run shot, making it a 2-2 game. And then I went ahead and tweeted again, and I replied to my tweet saying, well, maybe not. And then as soon as I said that, I jinxed it. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Oh, I forgot to go ahead and say also my overall player of the game. And it's going to be, I believe his name, and I'll put it in the description if I am right, is Christian Walker, for hitting that 3-run homer that made the game from tied at 2 to putting the momentum towards the Diamondbacks again and making it a 5-2 game. So with that being said, I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please remember to like and subscribe. Go Giants. Hopefully the Giants can close this game or this series out and go ahead and beat the Diamondbacks and only win 1 of 3, but at least not get swept. So hopefully Logan Webb can do his job. I trust him, but I'm not trusting the offense right now. Thank you again for watching this video. Go Giants, and I will see you guys tomorrow.